Yo guys, what's going on? It's Burt Crown coming out of the YouTube video, and today we're going to talk about the Icon Hut Champs. It was great. I had a lot of fun with it, but I am done. I got my 10 wins, which is all you need, and I will get into that, and I will get into how it could be a little better through that after you get your 10 wins, or how you could use this, to make a little bit of coinage, or at least make your coinage back. So we're going to dive into it, guys. I'm going to go over everything now that I am done with the event, what I thought about it, how I liked about it, how it could be improved upon, and do we want more of this? Thank you for watching this video, guys. I hope you do enjoy it. Leave in the comment section your entire opinion, guys, on the Icon Base Hut Champs, because I want to hear about it, but let's get into it. I hope you do enjoy it. So firstly, if you didn't know what Hut Champs Icon was exactly like Hut Champs. The setup, the format, everything. You get 20 games, win as many as you can. With the exception, you got to take in a full 20-man roster of Icon base cards. Now, this didn't leave you needing to use 70s, 80s, 81s. You could have used 86s, you could have used 90s, you could have used 92s. 96s were out there, you could have used them as well. I personally did not run across a lot of teams like that. There was a couple of teams that I came across that had 90s in them, and like a couple that had 86s. But for the majority of the teams that I played, they all had the 81s and down, which is extremely nice to see because it was set up where you could definitely pay to get yourself a stacked team, and you didn't need to do that. But if you are wondering what I'm talking about, there is this pack right here, the Alumni Icon Choice Pack, which gave you great chances of pulling higher overall alumni cards, the Icon base cards, to get yourself a good team. Like you had a 28% chance of getting a 90 plus. You had a 44% chance of getting an 86 plus. So if you open 3 of these packs, chances are you were taking a good team into Icon Champs. Now, if you wanted to know, or if you're going to get into it this weekend and you want to know what players, I dropped a video on the players that you should be using, 81 and down, to keep it cheap, but to keep you competitive with an aggressive team. Those players need to be done. I got my 10 wins with those players, so I stayed 80, 81 and below, and I got my 10 wins, which is all you're looking for, guys. We're going to get into that now. You still have 5 days and 2 hours left to get this done. And you can get 20 wins, but here is the reason I say you only need 10. At 10 wins, you get the 97 Dave Anderchuk, which is what you want. It's what you're after. It's the best reward in this event. Now you can get player packs, jumbo premium player packs, all that stuff just for playing the game, which is great, but it's not why everyone's here. Everyone is here for the 10, the Dave Anderchuk. But after the Dave Anderchuk, it really becomes not worth it. This is the reward system is something they need to improve upon. If they wanted to, sure, they could leave these packs like this or give you Hut Champs. I think Hut Champs collectibles would be more beneficial, because then if you can only get 5, 6 wins, you can get yourself 3 or 4 Hut Champs collectibles. And then if you go over to Hut Champs, you get yourself 5 or 6 wins. You then have more collectibles to work with to get yourself some better rewards. So I think Champs collectibles in here would have been better, or maybe keep these packs and then add Champs collectibles in as you go. And then also with the Dave Anderchuk, I think they need to scrap these packs and put in collectibles. Definitely needs to be collectibles. Let players pick the rewards that they want, right? So you get the Dave Anderchuk, and then maybe you get 3 collectibles, 4 collectibles, 5 collectibles, so on and so forth. But everyone was stopping at 10 wins. You would get your 10 wins and you would stop. And why is that? Because grinding out 11 wins for a jumbo premium pack isn't anything. If you jump all the way up to 15 wins, you get a mega pack. So if you get 11 wins, you get Dave Anderchuk and a jumbo premium pack. If you get 15 wins, you get Dave Anderchuk and a mega pack. Those 2 packs are not very different, but the 2 win paths, 11 and 15, are very different. So like the reward of playing out your 20 games isn't there. And like, look at this. Mega player pack at 20 wins. You get the Dave Anderchuk and a mega player pack at 20 wins. If you go to 17 wins, guys, you get the Dave Anderchuk and a mini ultimate pack. 17 wins is better than 20 wins, and 20 wins is almost impossible to get for 99.9% of the player base out of 20 games. 17 is probably like 90% impossible to get for 90% of the player base, but this needs to be improved upon. The idea is great. I love the idea of Icon Champs or base champs or overall cap champs or anything. I love that idea. I want them to keep doing it, and I want them to do it 52 weeks of the year, but they need to fix the reward path. Now, there is a ton of 96s, 92s, 90s, all those good cards. But you did, like I said, I didn't see them. Some people said they did. I didn't see them. I was playing everybody down in this category, which is what I love to see because it was intended. So I think the way the community handled and executed this was perfect. Go after the base cards. Don't go after the expensive cards. Build the team you can and get the rewards by grinding out the game and playing the game. It was executed by the majority of the player base perfectly. So good job, guys. Everyone did great with that. They didn't chase the dragon and they didn't come out with all the 96s and just, you know, be demons out there. There was a handful. People were telling me there was a handful. So, you know, that's going to be like that. But the majority percentage did good and we stayed in the 81 and below. I love that. We stayed strong and we played it how it should have been played because that's how it should have been done. It should have been base icons 81 and below. But EA is a company. They still need to make their money. So they gave the option to go rip packs, right? It's a business thing. Now, this leads me to the next point, which is going forward, how could they do this more? I think that they could do this every other Friday with the event. And then the 2 Fridays in between, you could do an overall cap and you could do a base card cap or an icon team or something like that. So how it would look when HUT Headliners came out, right? The first week of the game, you would have a base champs. So you'd have regular champs and you'd have base champs. The second Friday, you would have HUT Headliners because both HUT Headliner weeks are over and you got all of these cards. And if not the 90s because that wasn't out at the start of the year. If you get the MSPs, fine, use the MSPs. There's only 8 of them, right? And then that also, this is what I really like about this idea if they used it towards events. Sorry, you got to scan through all the cards that they drop throughout the year. Is it would give you something to use the base event cards for. They drop all these base event cards, but then there's nothing to do with them. Like when the event comes out, you get base Ryan Miller. Cool. It's meaningless. Nobody wants an 83. Nobody wants an 80 Phil Kessel. Nobody wants an 80 Mark Giordano. Nobody wants an 82 Connor Geeky. But if you give them a reason to use them, then they make them usable. They give these cards a purpose other than just being turned in for fodder. So the second week into the event, you have HUT Headliners champs, and you use the base cards to play the games. I think that would give them a use. You go out and get them, then you turn them into collectibles, you sell them on the auction house, you do whatever you want, but at least you used cards that EA took time to create, EA took time to design, and EA took time to release out in an event. They're doing the work, we're doing the work, we're using the cards that they're putting the work into, everyone's having fun. I think at the start of the year, this would be a really good fun team to use. I know people don't have the coins and all that, but they've been giving us good ways to get these cards, right? Like they give us cards in HUT Champs. They give you collectibles to build the MSPs. They give you cards through objectives and moments. They could keep doing all that, and you could go into the moments the first week, get yourself a couple of cards, and build your team knowing. Because the knowing is half the battle. If they released that they were at the end of each event doing a HUT Champs team, so you know week 1, you've got week 1 and week 2 to build yourself a team to compete in Headliners Champs. I think more people would love it and participate in it. And I really do think this was a good idea. I really did like this idea, guys. It, one, got us away from 99 HUT, which people have been, you know, coming to their wits end on. 99 HUT has been really bad this year, and this is giving people a break. It was a nice breath of fresh air. I enjoyed playing the game, and I talked to a lot of people that loved playing this game mode. It went over really well, in my opinion. From hearing feedback from people and everything, it went over really well. They just wish we had better communication in something like this was coming so people could prepare for it. You let people prepare for it, and they will be more likely to do it. So I think they could use it for base cards, overall cap, and events could be their biggest 3 that they use it on, and they could rotate them like they did back when we had Rivals, International 3v3, all that stuff. They could rotate that in, giving people a lot of time to prepare, the understanding that week in and week out, stuff like this will be in existence, right? So if you're not a HUT grinder where you have that God squad, you can still compete in champs in a format like this. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. Leave in the comment section down below how you did, what you thought about it. I loved it. It was an absolute huge win for me. I had an absolute blast doing it. And I sold all the cards afterwards. I got it done, sold them, and I didn't lose out on many coins, if any. I bought Chara for 19K. I sold him for 19K. I bought Danny Heatley for 6K. I sold him for 11K. Like, I made some coins, lost some coins, but in the long run, I didn't really lose anything. I got the objective done. I got my 10 wins, and I had a blast doing it, which is really the true goal. Having a blast playing this game. So good job to EA. Good job to you guys. We had a blast this weekend playing this event. Get ready for it. If you haven't done it, go get those cards. I left the video up. You can go check that out and get the players you need. But thank you guys for watching this video. Till next time, ciao, ciao.